Yes, you guys, we are finally back. As you can maybe see partly there, we're back in the OG background in France, and I've got the headphones back. Can you see these? These are the headphones that I use in every single video usually on here. So I'm gonna be back with the daily videos. But let me know if you guys agree with this, because I was just thinking about it on the plane back yesterday. I'm actually really glad that this transfer window is done. Maybe it's because I do content creation around Liverpool and this summer has been so busy. But like obviously we had the most brilliant transfer window. I gave it a 10 out of 10. Even with Marc Guéhi not coming, I still give it a 10 out of 10 because it'll just give more opportunities to Giovanni Leoni, who seems to be so highly rated by the club, and Joe Gomez stayed at the club. So we still have four center back options, and I think we'll get Guéhi either in January or in the summer. But honestly, I'm just glad that the window has shut, because it was very, very tiring in some ways, where it's just always keeping up to date with all the drama, all the stuff, and now we can just focus on the football, which I'm also excited for, because it did feel kind of overwhelming at times. At least for me, it felt overwhelming because, as some of you guys know too, I run this Instagram account called Liverpool Goals, which I update. I put all the updates on there. So even when I was walking on the street and stuff like that, I always had my computer on hand in case major news broke. So I was kind of switched on almost 24/7 basically, except when I slept. That's the only boundary I really had. But otherwise, since now I was the sole admin on there, it became very, very tiresome. But let me see actually if in mid-vid, I'm so excited to have these back. If mid-video, I can actually plug this in. Guys, let me know if this sound will work. Now, you should be able to hear me with this microphone. Can you hear me with this microphone? I think that should be all good. I think you should be able to hear. Look what I just got into the mail, by the way, when I got back. Look how beautiful this is. It's like when you're a member of the club, they send you this. Freaking beautiful. But it's crazy when I look at that pic, it shows how big of a summer we've had, where when you look at this, there's so many players that are no longer there, like the tragedy of Diogo. We have Kwanzaa who left for Leverkusen, Darwin who's in Saudi, Trent who's at Real Madrid. We have Costas who's now at AS Roma. There's just like, it's crazy to look at this, like a Champions League winning team, and there's just so many changes from this summer. So, now that the transfer window is shut, I think, that can relax all of us kind of to just, like I said, focus on the football. But I do think this team is going to need some time to get to know one another, to gel, on a chemistry basis and all that. So it'll be interesting to see. But I just cannot wait, bro. I'm already imagining a front two of Ekitike and Isak playing together. And I'm just imagining or picturing how unbelievable that's going to be. Like, I'm just so excited to see that in action. But let me know how you feel now about the transfer window. I remember we did a live after the Marc Guéhi deal collapsed, and pretty much everybody either gave a 9 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10, or a 10 out of 10. So it just shows, even though we were disappointed after that was so close, because they had the farewell video was ready for Guéhi. He was in his Liverpool tracksuit. Everything had been signed pretty much. And then obviously Crystal Palace couldn't get his replacement, so it didn't end up happening. But the reason, like I said, where I'm not too fussed anymore about that is I do believe he'll end up coming in the future, because he really did want to come to Liverpool and it was so close. And then the second thing is, like I said, Joe Gomez ended up staying. He didn't go to AC Milan, and Giovanni Leoni seems to be so highly rated by the club, by Arne Slot, that I think it's also brilliant that he'll maybe get more opportunities, So I think it can all work out in a positive way. And obviously we announced Alexander Isak, so it's just been an absolutely brilliant summer. But like I said, I'm so excited now to relax a little bit during this international break, even though I wish Liverpool was playing this weekend. But I mean more relaxed now that the window is shut, because there isn't going to be news kind of constantly like there has been, because of how busy the summer has been in terms of incomings and outgoings. So yeah, guys, anyways, it is so good to be back. I hope you all are doing well. I hope you have a beautiful week, and I will see you guys very, very soon. See you in the next one. Ciao, guys.